Hey, Stuart. How are
Hey,
you?
Naz, how you doing?
I'm well. How about you?
Yeah, good, thank
So, oh,
you. It's Maggie.
okay. Uh, Looks like we're just missing Eugene, the architect. And then we can go ahead and get started.
I'm
He
actually
stepped
here, but
away. Oh,
Hello?
on the panelist side. I'm not sure if that's correct. This is
yeah,
Can
that's
you guys
fine.
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Maggie. Okay. So we've got everybody. Can do some introductions to start out. So I'm now the project planner, and we have two of our commissioners on the Planning Commission who also serve as members of the Site and Architectural Review Committee. We have Maggie and Stuart.
Hello.
Good evening.
And then we have Eugene he prepared the plans that we'll be reviewing. And then we have the Davises, the property owners.
Perfect.
So,
Nice to meet you guys.
all right, so we are reviewing 1511 Van Dusen Lane and looking for my share screen button. Oh. Okay. Oh, great. Okay. Cecil, if you could hear me, I can't share my screen. It's disabled.
Go ahead. You can go ahead. Try it now.
Thank you. Ah, okay. Now it's working. Okay, so 1511 Van Dusen Lane. This is a site and architectural review application for a new single family home, and this is in the Santa Tomas neighborhood. So the project site is currently developed with a home that will be demolished. It's to the north is an existing residence. To the south is a small undeveloped lot. And as you can see, there are no rear neighbors. And I'm going to pull up the site plan. So the zoning is R19, but the lot size is a little over 6,000 square feet. And that makes it a non-conforming lot. The Santa Tomas plan does have exceptions for non-conforming lots. So for the side setback, rear setback, and lot coverage standards, we would actually apply the R16 standards rather than the R19 due to the smaller lot size. So using those exceptions, the layout is consistent with the Santa Tomas plan. Here's the front elevation. So the proposed home is a 2-story home. It's approximately 2,700 square feet. And that results in a floor area ratio of 44%, where 45 is the max. Along Van Dusen, there are several existing 2-story homes, many of which are significantly larger, some upwards of 5,000 square feet, but there are also lots that are larger lot sizes themselves as well. So the design, it includes some architectural features and materials that are commonly found in the Santa Tomas neighborhood, like the hipped-in gable roof lines and the horizontal siding. In terms of privacy impacts, here's the side view facing south.
Hey, Naz, I don't think you're sharing that screen. We're still seeing the map.
Oh, okay. You just see the aerial view?
Yeah.
Oops. Let's see. Sorry about that. Okay, can you see the plans now? Okay. All right, so here's the front elevation. And it's So I was just going on to the side elevations. This is facing the undeveloped lot. This is the rear elevation. There are no two-story windows on this side. And then on this side, which does face the neighbor, this window is above the stair landing. So you can't really see anything out of it. So the large bedroom windows are facing the street. So that works to minimize any privacy impacts. And
Is it a 6 foot fence? Currently a 6 foot fence, Naz? Between
I'm not
the
sure if
sides?
there, yeah, I mean, there is a fence, I believe. I don't know the height. It's probably around 6 feet, but 6 feet is the maximum height without a fence exception. And I think that's what's being proposed. If I can look at the site plan. I'm not sure if it says that on here, it might be on one of the other plans, but Eugene, if you have anything to add, and is there fencing proposed?
I think we're proposing fencing on the, let's see, that would be the west and north property lines, so the rear and the right-hand side.
Okay, so this would be the north and this would be the west. So does you can see my screen right now?
Yeah.
Okay, let's checking.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, and then there was one letter in support of the project that was forwarded late this afternoon after we received it. That was forwarded by email from SAC. Okay, and so Eugene or the Davises, if you have anything you'd like to add to the presentation, otherwise I would then go to SARC for any questions or comments.
I'll just say that we, you know, it's it's a fairly constrained site. As Naz mentioned, it's a little small for the zoning district and irregular, quite irregular at the front and rear property lines, and there's some large trees that we're dealing with primarily at the rear, and then we also have kind of an environmental constraint of backing up to the 85 freeway. So I think our design attempts to respond to all of those constraints while still providing a functional floor plan that works within the guidelines of this particular zoning district and this neighborhood. But yeah, happy to answer any questions the committee may have.
Okay, thank you. So then I will turn it over to the SARC members for questions or comments.
Thanks, Naz. I saw the comments on the protected tree being within the drip line of the building, and the arborist report on taking measures to protect that tree. I'm assuming they're actually going to be followed. And the second question is there any other protected trees which are being impacted or being cut down, or I wasn't quite clear on that.
So they, if you could see the site plan still, this tree here is a protected oak tree, and then there is a second smaller oak tree over here. Both of these are on adjacent properties, but because they were within, or the building was proposed within or near the drip lines, the city hired an arborist to assess the plans and take a look at the condition of the trees, and then they came back with some recommendations, which they were incorporated into the plans. It had to do with the trenching, and they just kind of relocated some of the irrigation or other utility lines, especially in the back. There's also other just basic recommendations like protective fencing during construction, and so that the other recommendations in that report will be incorporated in the plans, and then also in the conditions of approval.
Thank you. Maggie, did you have any questions? I've got a few comments, but
Oh, I don't have any
That's-
questions. No, it seems pretty straightforward.
yeah, it looks like a nice development. I don't have any issues with it. So from my perspective, it looks good.
Yeah, I think it looks great. Not the design is really nice. I mean, it fits within the lot nicely. It's keeping the trees, protecting the trees, and there aren't really too many privacy impacts because of where it's located and the surrounding properties.
Okay.
Short and sweet.
If that's it, yeah. Took some notes, but some good feedback. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. And so that feedback will be incorporated into the Planning Commission report, and then this is going to Planning Commission. I want to say on July 14th is going to be the next meeting. And then we'll be back with the full commission, and then hopefully you can finally get your project moving. Their SARC meeting was canceled. It was the first one.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
During the shelter in place. So
yeah, this must be frustrating. So,
but we're
I
moving
hope we can
along
move.
now,
Yeah, I
so.
hope we can move.
No, we appreciate the
right.
fact that you pivoted to a virtual format. I think we've been asking about that since all this happened, and I know it took some effort on Nas and probably Cecil's part and everyone at the city to make it happen, and thank you all for that effort. Can I ask a question about at the Planning Commission, given that we've done this hearing, does that put us on a consent item, or is it still a full sort of agenda item?
Yeah, it's a public hearing item. So similar to this, I would do a presentation, and we do allow members of the public to speak on the item if they have any comments, and then the Planning Commission, there's 7 members, and so they would discuss your project and then make a decision.
Okay, great. Looking forward to that.
All right. Okay.
Thanks, Naz.
Well, thank you, and
Thanks,
everyone
everybody.
have a good evening.
Yeah.
Thanks for hosting this. Really appreciate it.
You're
All
welcome.
right, thank you.
See you in a few weeks.
Okay, good night. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
He needs to do the work. He needs to recognize where he's going wrong, and I'm going to be the one to tell him.